I'm Dave Salmoni for Animal Planet, and these are your animal bites. This is Olive. She's about 2.5 weeks old, and she's busy. Okay, sweetheart. Good girl. This week's edition of Animal Bites is in honor of Global Tiger Day. We're gonna get out there and we're trying to save some tigers. As little as 100 years ago, there was more than 100,000 wild tigers, and that number up to 2010 was thought to be around 3,200, and so critically endangered that they weren't sure that the species would come back. The current wild tiger population is thought to be around 3,800 tigers in the wild, which is up, so we are finally starting to win in this war against losing tigers, but we have a lot of work to do. Some of the major issues that a tiger faces in the wild is the basics. It's competing with humans. So there's tiger poaching. A dead tiger is worth $35,000 US, which is more than 7 years average salary in those areas. There is land use problems. So the locals like to farm, which obviously means clearing of forests. Those local farmers also like to eat the same things that tigers eat. So there's poaching of the prey. People are getting dogs that will just keep the tigers away from village and the village people's livestock. Because obviously it's pretty tough to say to a tiger who is starving and short on territory to, hey, walk past that cow and don't eat it. People talk about the roar of a tiger, and it is loud, but really the reason why it's so significant is the type of roar, the type of wavelength it is. It travels very far. So even if you wouldn't hear it, it could be perceived by another tiger well over 6 miles away. It is interesting in that when you hear it with your ears, it's like, oh, it's a loud, not that much louder than a big dog, but it's so deep and the frequency is such that it doesn't break up over distance, and therefore other tigers far, far away can hear it. And why that's useful is if you're kind of a medium-sized male tiger and you hear a big male tiger roaring, you're like, oh, I'm staying out of there. Or if you're a big male tiger and you hear a female tiger roaring and she's 6 miles away, you can go find her and see if she's ready to make some cubs. So their roaring is an important part of their social structure because they don't actually spend every day together. Project C.A.T is a partnership between Discovery and WWF, where we are taking part in the T2 program, which means we are going to double tigers' population in the wild by the year 2022. We're going to do so by sponsoring acreage. So Project C.A.T has sponsored over 1 million acres of prime tiger habitat in the hopes of making that habitat perfect for the tigers to rebuild their population numbers. In general, I say anybody who's interested in any kind of conservation project, what you really want to do is research the problem, research the species, and see what skills you have that you can apply to their cause. I always tell people, no matter what you're good at it, there's probably some group somewhere that needs something you're good at. So if you have a great Instagram feed, maybe one of the groups needs help with their Instagram, and if you're a lawyer, maybe they need some legal help. There are lots of different things that people do in their daily lives that these conservation groups need. So if you get involved and you reach out to a group that you like, they'll apply your effort to something useful. If you want to get involved with Project C.A.T, and I really think you should, go to projectcat.discovery.com and we'll help you out. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This was All Things Tigers. I love tigers. Please tune in next time.